So that's adding opportunities onto the system. Now, one of the key things within my day-to-day working is obviously annual license fee renewals. So I've got a little window here that I can pop up, and then that will tell me what annual license fee renewals I've got due. And I've got 3 grids here. The first one is my annual license fees that are due 30 days in advance. So I don't need to worry about those too much. The annual license fee is due in the next 30 days. So these are the ones that I need to be informing people and obviously following up with them. And I can also see any annual license fees that have expired. The evaluations, obviously very key. I want to know who's evaluating our product. I can see here the evaluations that have expired, and I can see those that are ongoing, and also which ones I've contacted and at what stage they're at. So this enables me to maintain these, and I can see that this red one here, but you can see here that the red one is in the last week of the evaluation. The orange ones here are midway, and the green ones are relatively new evaluations. So this helps me to maintain my follow-ups and emails and things. Adding any communications into the system is obviously very important, and I have a communications window here whereby I can add a new communication. So what I could do is say that this is a new phone, the date and the time, and this is going to be with Revelation Software, and I'm talking to Andrew McCauley. I could also assign that to an opportunity if I want to, so let's have it down as this box for stock. I can put in a subject if I want to, and obviously then the details of my call if I want to. If it was an email, then I can put a to email and a from email address and any attachments and bits and pieces. Right, I'm not actually going to save that away, but if I did save that away, then that would appear in the communications tab on the company record, the contact record for Andrew, and also the opportunities. So you'd be able to see that contact from all of those locations, which is quite nice. A lot of systems don't tend to link them in that way. My hot list, it's all going to be a bit red at the moment. I'm a little bit behind on some of these, but if I got any for today, then they would be green. So what I could do is just run through this list, email the people, phone them, whatever, and update those. And that list is basically populated from the contacts window. So if I just bring up, let's just bring in my record. Then so the next contact would be a follow-up, and we'll put that one in as today's date, and just save that away. And if we then go back into the hot list, and you can see that I've got a green one which is today, and that's an action for me to follow that up. So that's all nice and easy. I need my schedule. I need to know any online demonstrations that I've got booked, any meetings that I've got booked or anything like that. And because I don't have the skills to create a full-blown calendar, what I'm doing is just exposing Google Calendar within my application, which is quite nice. And it means that if I'm adding appointments, I can automatically email people out and manage everything that way. Another thing that's really nice in this system, and this did come from Carl, is the ability to send out bulk emails. Now I can batch my emails in, I'm batching them in 20s here, send them X number of minutes, I can see how many were sent. I can pick a recipient list if I want to, so my regular purchasers, or I can just grab an email list. So on this one I've got my regular purchases, and I can obviously add in more lists, and I'm yet to build those up. I could send them to all addresses within the system, and I can also pick up a text file, and that could be a text file anywhere on my system, and then that would just populate this grid. I can put my subject and my message and send that, or I can create an HTML email and then send that as HTML, and then that basically sends them out over a period of time as a bulk. It doesn't save the data into the database, but it's a nice way of actually getting my bulk email out of the system. Obviously there needs to be system files, or what I call system files. So I've got a number of tables that are defined. The first one here is countries, So I've got all of my countries that I've set up in the system. I've got all my towns, products, sales stages, contact statuses, annual license fee information, etc. So all of that is handled from this administration area. And then the final area that I'm beginning to work on now is the report area. This is just a hierarchical list box, just done this way so I can demonstrate that. But I've got some sales reports in here so I can have a look at my open opportunities, for instance. Okay, so I've got that information there. And I can also run some searches as well. So if I want to look at products that are registered or been bought by Spretz, for instance, and I can put the search string and I can just see all the products that have been bought by Sprezzatura. Now, as well as the main functionality, within a lot of the windows, if I go back to the contacts and the main window here and open up mine, I've got the ability to cut and paste, for instance. So I could grab my home phone number, I can cut that, I could also paste that using the menu, so I've got buttons and menus operating in here. I've also got the ability to drag and drop both within the application and also from outside of the application in. Again, that's all created without any coding. And I've also got the ability to run queries within the form. So if I initialize QBF here, no, I don't want to save the changes, and I say give me everything containing revelation, and I execute that query, then I get a browse list of 1 to 23, and I can go to the next record. I need to suppress these save warnings in this situation. I can go to the next one, I can jump to the end if I want to, or jump to the beginning if I want to, and I can also get a little QBF table browse list where I can look at the data in here. I've also tried to get quick access to things, so for instance if I'm in the opportunities, then you can see you've got the general notes and communications, but if I was to double click on the communication, signified by the blue and underlined text, then you can actually go to that particular email or that phone call or whatever. So I've tried to make it very easy so that you can move between the system without having to close down one window and open up another window. And that also extends into like annual license fees. So this is a works renewal, and if I was renewing Andrew's works, then I could go into the annual license fee renewal here, look up the record, that one there, and I can either pick a date, or because I know I want to increase this by a year and also change the annual license fee notice, for instance if I was chasing it, it would probably be down as an email reminder, for instance. So if I wanted to move it forward a year and also change this back to a dot, then I can just click the one button and that will do that for me. Moved it forward to 2012 and put the dot in there so that I know where I am. And again, this will then update the annual license fee renewal tables accordingly. So I've tried to put a lot of little tricks in here to speed up the data entry and the way that I'm actually working with it on a day-to-day basis. So that's really my application, gone through it fairly quickly. If anybody's interested in taking a deeper look, then most of you know my email address, just drop me a line and I'll be more than happy to spend a couple of minutes with you showing what's possible with OpenInsight with very, very little knowledge, without the ability to program, but you could put together something like this with just a small amount of knowledge, a small amount of tuition. Be happy to share it with you, just drop me a line. Thanks so much for your time today, I'll catch you again soon, bye bye.